What's going on? Back plugged in again with your boy the Prophet. Hey yo, today we got another Destiny 2 video for you guys. We're going to be going over comprehensive guide of the new Avarice dungeon, as well as how to unlock the Gjallarhorn. So let's get started. Alright, so once you start in, you load into the Avarice dungeon. You're basically just going to want to run up to where the loot cave is, run to where all the enemies are spawning. You'll notice once you kill the enemies, there are exotic engrams all over the place, but when you collect them, you have a timer and a buff that says burden with riches. If you allow 30 seconds to go by without collecting another one, you will die unless you turn them in. You turn them in by going to this big white crystal. Anytime you see those big white crystals, those essentially kill off your stacks of burden with riches. That is our first collectible out of 3, and I will be showing you guys where all 3 collectibles are. Just progress down through the dungeon. The actual entrance is the loot cave. You drop down, kill some little enemies here and there, and then that's going to take you to our first little puzzle, I guess, where that's where everything starts. This is basically just getting your hands ready for the burden with riches debuff that we're going to be doing a lot. So right here, this is kind of your first little puzzle area. There are little things that you can interact with. You have to activate these mechanisms, and generally they're going to kill you right on the spot, but you do need to activate them to progress. Now, it did take us a while, but there are these little pressure pads on the ground, and you will see them. You just jump over the pressure pads and essentially activate, the mechanisms to start the puzzle. I'm just showing you guys here, what it's going to look like. You can see the little surge breaker there that has all of your rooms, and you see everything lit up. Another thing to activate there. Activate that, you and your teammates just kind of get out of here. You're going to basically go right back to where you came from, and then from here you're going to want to start going up. Now you'll notice that this far little sewage pipe to the left, that has the actual pressure pad that doesn't kill you. It opens the door. You essentially just kind of come through, make your way here, turning around, and pressure pad there. Make sure you're watching for those. Somebody's going to have to hit them. Somebody's going to have to do the kind of exploration like it is what it is. So just revive your teammates when they fall and just continue on as quickly as you guys can. We did go in this completely blind. So yeah, this was definitely a process for us. Essentially what you're going to want to do is make your way through all these rooms and activate any panels that you can activate. So you can crawl through, and you see whenever one gets activated, another comes closed. So you basically want to jump onto the little platforms, climb in there, find the platform or the mechanism, and then activate that, and then basically get up out of there. You're going to see here where it shows you what is left to be activated, and at this point there is only 2 things left. But yes, so pretty much we had everything except 2 things activated at this point. Once you end up finding the last 2 things, or once everything is unlocked, you will see that there's going to be a shrieker that's going to come out. So I kind of killed the shrieker, and then there was another platform down there at the far side, and my teammate got that one, and then we just essentially waited here. So essentially all you're doing is making your way across and through all these rooms and activating the panels. Pretty self-explanatory stuff in that regard. It just takes a little bit of exploration to figure out where and what does what. Okay, so after this big door swings open, you'll notice that there are going to be 2 more doors that you can open or / activate, and there's one to the left, and then there's one right here. So I'm not sure what the one to the left does, but I went ahead and tried this one first, and it actually put us where we needed to be in our next area, Geronimo. But yeah, so once again, you just have to rotate around this, activate anything that you can, and then you're going to get introduced to a new mechanic, which is this scorch cannon type of mechanism. Okay, so you're going to want to go shoot a scorch cannon inside of this little mechanism, right, and charge it up fully. Okay, there are 3 levels to the charge. You want to make sure it reaches the level 3 charge. As soon as this door opens, just run in here. Everybody come in full steam ahead, and then you get Indiana Jones. Okay, no Donkey Kong, no, okay, all right. Like Bungie really tried to pull that one though. It's funny that actually did not get my team, but we were definitely nervous after that, kind of keeping us on our toes. But yeah, there is another collectible right through here, but there's also another pressure pad. So make sure everybody on your team watches the pressure pad, and make sure you guys get this collectible in here. As I said, we found 3. I'm not sure if you know there are more than 3 or what, but we found 3, and I'll show you where all 3 of those that we found are. It's back behind in this little cubby hole there. Yep, and it's like a message in a bottle type of deal. But yeah, so went ahead and got that, and once again, pressure pad on your way out. And then you just progress, and then it's going to take us into our actual very first encounter, which is going to be an ogre. Vogov head looking at that. But yeah, man, pretty self-explanatory. You're going to be doing a lot of the same things again. Right, so pretty much this boss fight is it's kind of annoying. It's pretty much just, this is what we did. We got 1 person on the Scorch Cannon, which that was me. I was the dedicated Scorch Cannon person. And what you have to do is you have to shoot those same type of mechanisms with the fully charged blast with the Scorch Cannon. So I shot the mechanisms on the door, and my teammates, they went inside, they killed everything in there, occurred all the wealth that they could, you know, grabbed all them engrams, and then the same thing with the crystals, you know, having to clear off your stacks with those white crystals that are in the front. And those are towards the front of the encounter, so you'll see that when we go to DPS. But I'm just out here holding it down, and the boss is just completely like blasting at me, and but I gotta be outside and hold it down, because if all 3 people go in there, you can actually get locked in and it'll be a wipe. So you saw the boss right there, he raised his hands, and then after they cleared all their stacks, the his immunity shield was lifted. This was a 2-phaser, so we just did this in 2 phases, and that was pretty much it. We did not want to do any more than 2 phases, absolutely not. So man, you just make sure that you guys are getting everything, all right? And that's going to get you your first drop, whether it's, you know, one of the new weapons or the armor pieces as well. This part was very difficult. It wasn't difficult, but it required some strategy and some communication. So you have to be very, very fast. And essentially what we did was we had 1 person who had the fastest sparrow in the game. He was basically racing, so he was the one that actually, like, you know, getting the mines that we need that were speed. Everything was pretty easy to get, except once you get to the C mine. As soon as you get that, there's not enough time to make it from C to D. It's literally impossible. So what we did was I actually triggered the C mine, and he went straight through. So my homie Savage, he's gonna basically go in front of me, but I went ahead and got the mine there, so it can just allow him to go faster. Also, there are little buttons, mines that you can defuse. You'll see one right there. My boy Emerge Knight, he just went ahead and defused that one, and you see it says mine fuse extended. So that gave him more time. Bam, and then this was the final mine D right there. So the boy Savage just got in there. Pretty easy once you get everything coordinated. That will definitely take some runs, because you have to figure out where the mines are, and you have to figure out, you know, how you're going to do it and who's going to do what job. All right, so pretty self-explanatory. This is pretty much the little platforming area before the, like, I don't know, I guess all the mechanics on here are similar, but I don't really like them. I don't like the whole Scorch Cannon thing. I just don't like this little encounter right here, okay? The Fallen Shield. So what you have to do, you have to search around. It's the same exact thing. You're gonna have to take out the servitor, But what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to build the stacks of wealth once again with the same engrams, and then you take off the servitor shield by once again cleansing your stack. So you just look for the servitor, you find where he is, you kill all the enemies, you deposit the stacks, and then you're going to have to roll the servitor into the little shaft, and the servitor itself is the one that actually blows up the fallen shield. So you'll see me do it, you'll see the team do it one more time. But yeah, we're just killing all the fallen. Like I said, man, the whole Scorch Cannon thing is just like, yo, this took a while, guys. We went in here blind. We didn't know any of this stuff. I was still shooting the crystals, thinking that cleared the stacks, but you do not have to shoot the crystals. As long as you're in the AoE, just be in the proximity of those crystals and have the burden by riches, and it'll start dissipating on itself. And then you'll see here, yeah, I'm still shooting them at this point. I was just like being cautious, okay? But as you see, we cleared all of the burden with riches. Then we dumpster the servitor. Then we have to do the same thing, position the servitor here, and then shoot the mechanism with the Scorch Cannon, and that will blast the servitor's head or the servitor's body and projectile and take down that shield. You have to be very cautious on that part because the servitors' heads can fly off of the map. They will roll off the map and you have to kill them once again. And this is going to get you right up into the last encounter area. And yeah, so this is the last boss here. It is going to be essentially the exact same things that you've been doing before. The only difference is you're not like, you know, catapulting freaking servitor heads. That was such an annoying like little part to add in this, but yeah, pretty much the same thing. There's a left side mechanism and there's a right side mechanism. You want to shoot the mechanism with the Scorch Cannon right there. You want to do the left side and then the right side. Make sure you go clear the riches, dump everything. But once you shoot the mechanism on one side, it'll deactivate it. So you have to go right then left. You have to kill all the enemies that are dropping all of the, you know, exotic engrams with the burden with riches. You want to, same thing. You want to clear all your burden stacks in the middle with the crystals. Once again, I'm shooting them, but you don't have to shoot it. Just stay in the AoE. It'll clear in just a couple of seconds. So yeah, and there's also two yellow bars. There's a yellow bar servitor, and then there's this dude right here, and they'll both give you like 5 to 10 stacks of your debuff. That's going to help you progress even faster. So there's like 5, you know, burden with riches drops right there. After clearing out left then right a couple of times, you're gonna need to take out both of those yellow bar enemies because that's 10 stacks of burden with riches right there, and that's going to get you to about the number that you need to be able to do DPS. And you'll see it says Avarice has succumbed to temptation, and as soon as you see that, you guys want to be in position. All right, full DPS, you want to make sure you can take this dude out in 2 phases. You don't want to do this any longer. I didn't see any enrage mechanic or anything like that, especially not on normal, but just to save yourself some time and a lot of headache, okay? So we went in here 100% blind. We had no guides or anything like that. It took us about 2 hours at that time, and this is the main step we need to do to get in the Gjallarhorn. Everything else will be shown on screen. As soon as you finish that, you'll already get 1 wolf pack round, and then you'll need to collect 6 more of them from high powered fallen enemies. So I just did the lost sector that you need to do, and then you actually need to go ahead and talk to Shaw after you collect the 7 wolf pack rounds. Shaw will then instruct you to go to Banshee, and then Banshee will then tell you to go to the Exodus Garden 2A lost sector, which is the lost sector that we just did, and you'll notice there'll be a big exotic icon sticking off of it. Pretty easy to get to, and just complete the lost sector, pretty easy. Then there's going to be a tool bench at Shaw. It's behind him as I'm going on screen. You just reassemble all the components, and then you go talk to Shaw. You will have your completed Gjallarhorn. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys stay tuned, like, share, subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Till next time, I love y'all. I'm out.
I'll make a wish. All them people done that to me.